We will work first on the pattern that will become the zipper cover at the top of the bag. Select the Edit Pattern tool and check the length of the zipper cover. After selecting the Rectangle tool, click in the 2D pattern window. Enter 692.5 for the width and 10 for the height. Move the pattern in the 3D window to where you want to sew it. Round the corners with the Smooth Curve tool. Sew the zipper cover to the pattern. Change the zipper cover pattern thickness to 1. Strengthen the zipper cover pattern and simulate. Stop simulation and unstrengthen. Change to Thick and Textured to check the thickness. Change the particle distance value from 20 to 5. Rotate the zipper puller so it looks right. Change additional thickness to 2 mm. Simulate. Use the Edit Sewing tool to select the sewn part of the area where you want to attach the next zipper and delete it. Simulate as before and stop immediately to create a gap. Unstrengthen and simulate. Select zipper, click the start point, and then double-click the end point. Leave a little gap on each end. Do the same for the bottom part of the zipper. Check if the zipper is properly attached by moving the zipper cover pattern. Apply, strengthen, and simulate. Select the zipper, change the stopper to closed end, and change the puller to a desired shape. Click on the zipper and lower the particle distance to 10. Simulate, then adjust the zipper puller so it lies as it should. Unstrengthen zipper cover and check by simulating again. Reset the thickness with additional thickness rendering to 2. Simulate and adjust the zipper puller so that it does not go through the pattern. Using Shrinken, shrink the t-shirt so that it is tight to the avatar. With Simulate on, reduce the shrinkage weft from 100 to 80. Freeze the t-shirt patterns. Select all bag patterns and position them close to the back of the avatar in the 3D window. To make a handle for the bag, create a rectangle that looks about the right size. Move the handle pattern in the 3D window to where it should be on the bag. Use the free sewing tool to sew it to the bag. Set the additional thickness rendering value to 2. Right-click, select Strengthen, and Simulate. Use the Edit Sewing tool to move the sewing position if needed. Once you are satisfied with the sewn position, lower the particle distance from 20 to 5. Select the rectangle to make a pattern for the straps. In the Create Rectangle pop-up window, enter a width of 60 and a height of 380. For the strap that will run under the bag, create another rectangle with a width of 30 and a height of 350. Move it close to the desired location to sew the pattern. To mark the part to be sewn, add a segment point using the Add Point Split Line tool. Set the split into 2 lines, setting the value to 15. With the Add Point Split Line tool, set the split into 2 lines value to 30. Do this for both sides. Sew them one by one using free sewing. Set the top strap's thickness to 10. Set the lower strap to 2. Select the strap patterns with the Transform Pattern tool, right-click, Strengthen, and Simulate. Select the upper segment point of the bag strap with the Edit Pattern tool and move it down twice with the keyboard arrow keys. Simulate again. The strap fits better. Use the same method to select the segment point below the bag strap and move it upward once with the keyboard arrow keys. Simulate and you can see that the strap fits nicely. Freeze the top strap. Create another rectangle with a width of 30 and a height of 350. Move it in the 3D window and sew it to the bag strap using segment sewing. Set the thickness value of additional thickness rendering to 2 in the Property Editor window. Right-click, Strengthen, and Simulate. Select the top segment line of the bag straps, right-click and set the Offset as Internal Line tool to 80. Attach it with segment sewing and simulate it to attach the two straps. Select the top segment lines again, right-click and set the Offset as Internal Line tool to 120. Sew and simulate. Using pin box in the 3D window, make pins as shown. Using the gizmo, move the fixed pins to bend as shown. Go to the Hardware and Trims folder in the Library window, click Buckle Object Folder, and then double-click the file to load it. Select the load type to Add and the object type to Trim and click OK. Using the gizmo, set the size and thickness of the buckle. Adjust the scale by clicking the Scale button at the top of the gizmo. Use the Glue button next to the Scale button and click to attach it to the bag strap. Use the gizmo to adjust it. Select the pin, right-click, and select Delete All Pins. You can use the Pin Lasso tool to select areas of the strap and shape it. Once finished, right-click on a pin and delete all pins. Select all the straps, right-click, and freeze the straps. With the Transform Pattern tool, right-click and select Copy. Right-click again and mirror paste to duplicate the same bag strap on the other side. Sew the straps on with the free sewing tool. Select the bag straps, right-click to unfreeze, then strengthen. Select Pin Box and select the buckle area in the 2D pattern window. Simulate. Check in the 3D window to see if there are any tangled areas. Select the left segment line of the thick bag pattern with the Edit Pattern tool and select Offset as Internal Line. Change the distance value to 30. Right-click and cut and sew. Apply Strengthen and simulate. With backpack straps completed, select the shirt and unfreeze. Freeze the bag straps. Select the t-shirt patterns and put the shrinkage weft back to 100. Increase the detail of the bag by lowering the particle distance value of the completed patterns to 5. Select the front and sides of the bag and change the additional thickness rendering value to 2. Click the Add button in the fabric window and change the name to avoid confusion. Select these pattern meshes and click the Assign button. Choose the cotton Oxford fabric. Drag and drop the fabric onto the patterns. Select all patterns, right-click, and unstrengthen. Select the fabric and click the arrow below texture. Check desaturation. Choose the color you want in the color window at the bottom. Click Add to create another fabric. Apply the same cotton Oxford from the library. Change the name in the fabric window and check desaturation. Select all the patterns you want to be the ivory color and click Assign. Right-click on all remaining patterns with the Transform Pattern tool and unstrengthen. Select the bag strap patterns and assign the ivory fabric. Unfreeze and unstrengthen. Change the color to be a little lighter. Check results in the 3D window. Select Free Top Stitch from the Top Stitch tools. As in free sewing, drag where you want the top stitch. Click the Add Window button to add the top stitch window. Select Top Stitch and change the shape to overlock. Change the offset value in the 3D window to 0.7. Change the thread thickness to 0.4, the length value to 1.9, and the width value to 3.7. Use free top stitch for all pockets so that the same top stitch can be applied. Click the Add button in the top stitch window. Click the Segment Top Stitch button and add stitching to the bottom of the center zipper cover. Change the length to 1.8 and the thread thickness to 0.6. Change offset to 8. Using the Edit Pattern tool, click the segment line at the bottom of the zipper cover. Right-click and select Offset as internal line. Change the distance value to 10 and click OK. Change the top stitch offset value to 10. Click on the created internal line and adjust the fold angle value. Simulate. Please note that top stitch is not active while simulating. Select the internal line and change the fold angle value to 210. Simulate. Select Show Internal Line in the 3D window to turn it off. Select Top Stitch and change the value to achieve the desired shape. Fix the zipper puller where it comes through the pattern. Select Segment Top Stitch and add top stitch to the pocket area. Copy in the Top Stitch menu to make one more copy. Select the top stitch and click the Assign button. Change the settings as shown. Select the stretched bag strap. Lower the particle distance value from 20 to 5. Scroll down to the Properties in the Property Editor window and click the Preset arrow on the physical property to open the detailed properties of the applied fabric. You can check the property values of the currently applied fabric properties. Adjust the bending property value to create a fabric with stiffer properties. For reference, strengthen is the same as setting the bending weft warp value to 80. Increase the bending bias value to 70. Change the bending warp and weft values to 90 and finish.